What's up guys, and welcome to the fifth part in my load balancing tutorial. So while I was testing some stuff out, my servers decided to change IP addresses. So now my load balancer is on port IP address 0.15 instead. So don't get confused by that. So the problem we were having in the previous tutorials is that we want to have some way of testing the actual and debugging the actual load balancing. So we need to have one endpoint that we can see that it's switching between servers. And we also want to have caching. So we want to escape this ping endpoint right here for testing and seeing. We want to see basically that it's switched from server 2, server 1, server 2. So it's doing the round robin properly. But it's not doing that at the moment because it's caching every GET request that it gets. I think it caches get, option, and head by default. You can also switch to caching of post and delete and all that, but that's a little bit more work, and I don't suggest you do it because otherwise you're probably going to end up in a situation that Steam did a couple of, I don't know, like half a year ago, I think it was, where they accidentally cached the login endpoint, so you get logged in by a totally different user. So that's not something I would recommend. But the ping endpoint is a different case. So to summarize, we want this slash endpoint, the hello world endpoint, we want this to be cached, but we don't want the ping endpoint to be cached for debugging purposes. So the only thing we need to do in our case is take this location stuff that we have here, sorry about that, and basically not include the cache specification. And also the other fancy part here of proxying headers and stuff, I don't think you're gonna need it, because the only thing that this endpoint is gonna do is it's gonna return the name of the server that you're hitting. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go into the configuration file of my Nginx server. So mine is located in this, like Nginx sites available, and in the default configuration right here that we created in the previous tutorial. So sudo nano and then default, and in here I have this blob that specifies the location, and above it I want to make a matching of the slash ping. So you can see this is not the same, so it's slash ping. So it's gonna match this one first before it matches the slash. So let's put that in there. And you obviously need to be careful if you have some endpoint actually containing ping slash something something. I'm not sure how that's gonna work for you, so you be careful about that because that can be tricky. So this is the only thing I need to do. Specify the API, which is the name upstream API. Same thing for both of them, but one of them is going to be cached. And then I need to save it. And now I also need to reload my configuration file. So I sudo service nginx reload. So now everything should be up and running. So now if I test the ping endpoint, it shouldn't be cached anymore. And as you can see, it isn't actually. It's switching between the servers. And now you can see the round robin is working perfectly. It's switching like server 2, server 1, server 2, and so on. So that's a really simple solution to that problem. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and don't forget to subscribe and put a comment if anything is unclear, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.